Hi folks, it's Monday the 19th of February 2024. A little bit of different video. This time it's a bit of a rant about bad incompetent service. Let me take these headphones off, we don't need them. It's bad incompetent piss poor service from a car dealership. Basically from what I understand, the brand itself, pretty much all the garages are the same. But the one in particular I deal with is just horrendous. And I thought it's worth an update just so if you want to avoid. I'm not going to name the company, obviously for legal reasons, but I'm just going to give you my experience. So, 3 weeks tomorrow, we have an ID4 GTX, and the passenger door handle, front passenger door handle, stopped working, and it would open the door, click it onto the safety catch as you're driving along. So totally unsafe. So we got told get the car booked in. So we got the car booked in on, I think it was Tuesday the 30th of January, and they weren't going to give us a courtesy car. So then they couldn't tell us how long our car would be. So it was like, okay, so we have to be without. But credit where credit is due. Michelle, on the phone, raised a complaint, spoke to the after sales manager, and they organised us a courtesy car. A wee Polo, but that's fine. It got us about. So I heard nothing in the first week. So I contacted them the week after, on the Tuesday, the following week, so that'll be what, the 6th of February. And oh yeah, we've finished updating the software in the car. We're now waiting on the door handle coming, and then once it comes we'll get it painted. I went, okay, fair enough. So I'd heard nothing again, so I sent an email and I phoned them up, no response. So and then I basically demanded another further update, and I was basically bullshitted by saying, oh, the door handle had been sent to the paint shop, come back, it was damaged, and it's been sent back to the workshop to get painted. Yeah, do I look buttoned up the back? Piss poor excuse. If it hasn't been done, just say it's not been done. Just don't lie to me and try and think I'm stupid. That's what I'd like to say. So the car's been in since, so we're now on the 19th. Tomorrow's the 20th of February, and we're still waiting on the car, and no further updates have been given since then. We've been to the garage, which we'll come to in a moment, and we noticed the car's sitting. I took the spare key with me, managed to get in the car and noticed the software had been updated, but the passenger door front wasn't opening, so obviously hadn't been looked at. So that was that. So the car's now been in the garage 3 weeks with very little response, me having to chase them for answers, and just totally unacceptable service from them. It's just unbelievable. And when I was in the garage, I thought, there's a nice coloured second-hand or used Volkswagen Golf, a GT model. Thought, quite reasonably priced, very low mileage for its age. The car's 4-year-old, but very, very low mileage. I thought, okay, we'll go in and inquire about that. So I spoke to the salesman. We came to a deal. So that was on Thursday. On the Friday, so he says you can come and collect a car on Friday. That was Friday just past, which I believe would have been the 16th of February. And then, lo and behold, the car drove perfectly fine coming home. And then I'd sit and wait outside the shop, waiting on Michelle coming, going nipping in to get some. I left the car engine running while I was still sitting in it. I heard some gurgling noises, and I saw the temperature gauge had gone up slightly, so I switched the engine off, which is fine. Didn't think anything of it. So parked the car at the house. Next morning, got in the car because we're supposed to go across for an appointment for my eyes checkup again, and they came up saying, please check coolant level. Okay, okay. I says, I don't have coolant there, but I'll get it at the petrol station. or it might be in the petrol station where it came up saying please check coolant level, because I didn't drive it when it had the message, so it must have been when I got to the petrol station, so apologies for that. So filled the car up, went into the garage, paid for the petrol, got was it 2 litres of antifreeze coolant, and then opened the bonnet, and strange, the radiator reservoir cap was just sitting on top of the reservoir. It hadn't even been screwed down, it was just sitting on top. So obviously when the car has got to the pressure, what's happened, it's decided to spew out all the fluid everywhere. So I don't know what's happening, so I poured some stuff in, some of the antifreeze, poured it in, and it was fine. 2 miles down the road, bang, please check coolant level. Temperature gauge on the car went right to almost maximum. I pulled into the side of the road, again, no coolant level. What is going on? So I used the other bottle and we just turned and came back home again. So it looks like we were sold a dodgy car. The car looked mint. There was no mark on it, there was nothing. As I say, it was low mileage. So what I think has happened is the last person who serviced the vehicle before I picked it up hadn't screwed down the cap on top of the reservoir, because that's obviously pressure related. It needs to maintain the pressure in the engine for the cooling system to work, and that's not been connected down, so it's flew up, it's blew all the coolant level out. So putting more fluid in isn't working because it's airlocked the system. The radiator and the reservoir's all airlocked. I've worked with cars in the past, so I tried to do my best to get it to unlock, to no avail. Phoned the AA, and they came and collected it today. The guy checked it, took it out, had a wee quick run in it. He hadn't even moved about half a mile, and it came back and says, yeah, the gauge is way up. So he then took it to the garage. So I now have 2 cars in the garage, and it is now just slightly after 4:30 p.m. on the Monday, the 19th of February, and I've heard nothing. Even taking in the second car, I've heard nothing. Nothing to phone me to say, well, what's up with the car? Anything at all. Nothing. So guess what? I'll be going into the garage tomorrow, and I will be creating hell. And I will make sure things are sorted out tomorrow. There is no way, piss poor service, where I've got to go change some things, not kept up to date by, a Volkswagen dealership. It's just totally unacceptable, and I'm not having that piss poor service. Anyway, that's my rant over. That's where I stand right now with garages. I've always thought garages ripped people off anyway, but even more so now when I believe this is the case. But it's not the only Volkswagen dealership, because I had a Golf, a GT Sport many years ago, and I had the same problem again. I take it in for its annual MOT, and they come back and say to you, oh, you need brake discs and brake pads. Wait a minute, you check back your records, you fitted them 3 months ago. If they're needing replaced, you're replacing them at your cost, not me. So again, trying to rip me off. I think it's probably the same for most dealerships, but Volkswagen had not great experiences. But anyway, as I've said, my moan is over, and I promise it's over now. So we'll leave it there, and thanks everybody for listening to my rant. But thank you very much. Right, bye.